Hey there. Are you looking for some amazing apps to use during your guided reading instruction? If so, this is the video for you. Keep on watching. Hey there, if you're new here, my name is Anna. I was a primary teacher for 23 years, and on this channel, I provide professional development videos to help teachers improve their craft by learning tips and strategies for rigorous and streamlined small group instruction. Not only that, I try to help teachers learn new tips and techniques to engage their learners with activities that are fun and exciting, yet still meet the state standards. So if these types of videos interest you, please click that little subscribe button and the bell right next to it so you get alerted every time my new videos go live every single Sunday. So in my classroom, I had 6 iPads that I used. We also had a couple of desktop computers, and we also had a laptop cart. But I loved using our iPads for our digital books. I would use them during guided reading sometimes. My students would also use them for read to self and read to someone. So we really use them in a variety of ways. And I also used to use them during my guided math instruction as well. But for today, I'm just going to share with you 4 apps that you can use during your guided reading instruction that I love. Some of them I used, and one of them is actually brand new to me, and I think it's a really cool tool to help you during guided reading. So I'm going to share those with you today, and I'm really excited because I've got this funky technology going on, and I'm going to share actually my phone screen. I'm not going to do it on my iPads because these are older iPads and they have the older connection. So I'm actually going to use my iPhone to demonstrate these 4 apps that you can use on phones or even older iPods or iPads if you have them in the classroom. So I'm going to share these with you right now, and we're going to get going. So let's switch over to the screen that I want to switch to, and I will demonstrate the 4 apps that I wanted to share with you. Okay, so right now what you're looking at is my actual iPhone, a screen on my iPhone. And please just ignore the emails that I literally cleaned out a week ago. I know that's pretty sad, but that's how many emails I get, and that's only one of my email inboxes. Anyway, I digress. So let's jump right in, and the first one I want to share with you is this Sight Words app that is produced by PhotoTouch. It is absolutely adorable. I love this app, and there's ways that you can customize this app and use it with your students. But this is an excellent way to practice sight words with your students actually during your word work instruction during your guided reading groups. Because as you know, and I've taught in my previous videos, teaching sight words is a very important part of doing some word work instruction during your guided reading groups. So I'm going to show you how this specific app works. So if we click the play button, I'm wondering if you can hear this. I'm not sure if you could hear it, so let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. Since you can't actually hear what's going on the screen right now, there's someone that says a word. Let's say they say the word is wash, and they say it, then the student would click it. Now, I don't know what word. Sorry, let me just. Hold on one second.
That's it.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so the word was best. So I don't know what word they're asking me for. So you know what I'm going to do first? I'm going to just change the setting to give me a hint so I know which word they're talking about. So that's in the settings. So let me show you. So now this is showing the word myself. We wouldn't want to do that because we want the kids to pick the words. So the person on the app says myself, and the child would pick myself. And then they would say, great job, good work, whatever. But I just put the hint on there because I can't hear them speaking using this technology right now, the way I'm sharing my screen. So the person on the app would say the word, and then the student would click it.
Great job.
And if it's wrong, so let's say I picked the wrong one, it just goes, and it just tells you like that's not the right one. So it doesn't say you're wrong or something like that. It just gives you like a little sound, and you know it's not correct. Now, what I love about this app is that when you go into the settings app, it lets you pick so many different options. You can actually customize it in terms of how many words are on the screen. You can customize the sounds. And not only that, you can customize the grade level. So if you want to do kindergarten sight words, you would just turn it on and you would turn the other ones off. And the reason why those sight words were so hard or more difficult was because I had second and third grade chosen. But if you want to do this for kindergarten or even preschool or first grade, you have the option of turning on which words you want to filter in to this particular app. So I love this app. I just think it's super cool and it's really easy to use for the students, and it's easy for you too, because you can do this for a very, sorry, I have notifications on my phone, so I have to shut those off. So I'm going to take a quick second and shut off my notifications. All right, so that was sight words. So again, you can actually customize the level. You can customize the sounds that it makes. You can customize how many words to display. So you see where it says start with 3 words. You can go up to start with 8 words if you want to make it even a little bit more difficult to differentiate your instruction a bit. So look, This has so many different words on the screen. So again, that has on the little display hint for me because we can't hear the person speaking. So if I shut that off and we play it, now you would just hear the person say the word, the sight word, and then the children would have to pick which one it is. But because we can't hear it because of the way I have this set up, you're not gonna be able to hear that. But I really thought this was an amazing sight word app that I wanted to share with you. So it's called Sight Words by Photo Touch, and this is absolutely a free download, which I think is amazing. So let's go to the next one. The next app I'd like to show you is this Magnetic ABCs. So this is also a free one. There are actually a couple of different options in the App Store. So this is a free one, and I would use this activity with during my making words activities. So I love to do making words activities with my students. I usually do my making words activities on Mondays, or you can do it on day 2 of your guided reading instruction. So let's say, for example, and the way you do it is you just slide your finger up and you have all your capitals and then you have all your lower cases. So it's super easy for the students to use. So if I was doing one of my making words activities, I would say, okay, boys and girls, let's make the word sip. So they would bring up the S, they would bring up the I, and then they would bring up the P. Sip. And I'd say, okay, boys and girls, what's the word? Sip. Let's blend the word. Sip. Sip. And then I'd say, okay, let's change the word sip to the word slip. Slip. So they would move this out of the way, and then they would bring the L in there, and then they put it back together. Boys and girls, what word did we make? Slip. Let's blend it. Slip. Slip. So this is another great app to use to do making words. What I love about this is that it moves you away from that paper and pencil activity. So you have a variety of activities to use at your disposal during your guided reading groups to really up that engagement and make it interactive for your students. That's what I love about these activities. So now I might say, okay, boys and girls, let's change the word slip to the word flip. And then they would take away the S and they would just drag it out of the way. That's all they do is drag it out of the way. And they would then bring up flip. And I'd say, okay, boys and girls, what word did we make? We made flip. Let's blend it. Flip. And that's how I would do it. So then I would say, okay, boys and girls, let's change the word flip to the word skip. So then they would take out the F, they would take out the L, and then they would start building the next word, skip. So it's super easy. What word did we make, boys and girls? We made the word skip. Let's blend it. Skip. So this is a great app, and it's free for you to use for a making words activity. So again, this just helps you to really add some engagement to your lessons during word work, during your guided reading instruction. So I just love this app as well. So that is the second app. It's called Magnetic Board. That's the app called Magnetic Board right there. And it was free. And there are capitals and lowercase letters as I showed you. The next one I want to show you is this Whiteboard app. Again, another free app. What I love about this app is that there's so many different things you can do with it. With this app, the students click the pencil, and then they click a color, and then they click how big we want, the actual writing to be. And we could do a making words activity on here. We could do analogy charts. We can show how we can change short words into long vowels using the magic E. I mean, there's so many different skills and strategies you can use using this. We can do multisyllabic words if you're working with a higher level group. There's so much to do. So I would say, okay, boys and girls, I want you to write the word cap. Write the word cap. So they would write cap. And I'd say, that's cap. Great. Let's spell it. C-A-P, cap. Now what I want you to do is I want you to make the word cape. K-A-P. And what do we need at the end? We need that magic E. So it can be an activity where you are showing short vowels that turn into short vowel words that turn into long vowel words using the magic E. And then to erase it, you could just click the trash button and then it erases it. And then you can start the next activity. So maybe we're going to do open and closed syllables. So I would say, okay, we're going to focus on open syllables today. So let's write the word open. Open. So they would do O with a slash and then pen. Open. This is considered an open syllable. And I love teaching open and closed syllables because the kids really understand the concept about those open syllables having the long vowel sound. And here we have closed syllables. We have closed syllables here because the consonants are closing in the short vowel. So when you're dealing with closed syllables, you have two consonants that close in the short vowel. And when you have long vowel sounds, they're either by themselves, but they're open. They're not closed in by two consonants. So this is a great way to practice open and closed consonants. So I love this whiteboard app, and I think it's an excellent way to, again, add engagement. You can use this during your word work instruction, during your guided reading instruction. You could have the students do this during word work when they're at literacy stations. I mean, the ideas and activities are just endless for the students. So this is another free app the students can use. Okay, the last app I want to show you is this app called Running Record Toolbox. This is an adorable app that I think will be so helpful when you do your running records in your classroom. So this actually helps you to calculate words per minute, and it also helps you to calculate accuracy rate. So let me show you how it works. So let's say, for example, you're about to give your student a running record and you press the start button and you start timing that student. And the student is reading the running record and you are doing a miscue analysis on that running record using your miscue analysis marks that you do on a running record. So this runs, and let's just say, for example, we were doing a reading passage and we're doing a running record on a student, and let's say they read and they finished reading the passage in 1 minute and let's say 20 seconds. Okay, so let's say 1 minute and 20 seconds the student read. So we would press stop, and then it says, would you like to use the time above to calculate words per minute? So then we would click, hold on, I'm going to do something else. I'm actually going to keep this going on for just a minute because I want you to see what actually happens. So I'm just going to talk over this very quickly. So let's say the student again continues to read, and let's say they read, close to a minute or something like that. I'm just going to let this run for a couple more seconds and then show you what it does. Because after we're done, we're going to press stop, and then a new window is going to pop up, and it's going to ask, do you want us to calculate the words per minute? So if we need to have a fluency grade for our students to find out their their words per minute, this app will do it for you. So let's say, okay, the student read, and we're going to stop the student right now, and they finished the passage, and I'm going to press the word stop. So it says, would you like to use this time above to calculate words per minute? And I'm going to say yes. And now they want to know how many words were in the passage. So let's say there were 102 words. I'm going to put 102 words, and I'm going to press the word calculate. And this shows me that the student read 87 words per minute. 87 words per minute. So this gives me the fluency rate that the student read in terms of words per minute. So that's one aspect to this particular app. But there's another aspect to this app that I love as well, which helps you with the accuracy rate. So now that I know the student read for 70 seconds and there were 102 words in there, watch what I can do now. Now I'm going to go back to home and I am going to hold on, I'm going to go here to the running record calculator. So the total words, I think we said were what? 102 words. And then here is where you put how many errors. So let's say the student made 5 errors on this running record. I'm going to put 5. And again, you would have recorded those errors in the running record. So let's say the student made 5 errors and the student self-corrected 2 of those errors. So this is the information from my miscue analysis that I just did, and then I press the word calculate. This shows me that the student read this passage with a 95% accuracy rate, an error rate of 1 out of 20, and a self-correction rate of 1 out of 4. This is a really good, this student read this very well. So they read it at a 95% accuracy rate. So let's go back to home and look at the accuracy rate table. So again, the student read at 95% accuracy, and looking at this table, this particular book is on the lower end of the independent reading level. So this shows that this particular passage or leveled passage is on the student's independent reading level. That's what it tells me. Now, their fluency, their reading fluency in words per minute may have been a little bit slower, but in terms of the accuracy rate and whether or not this level was appropriate for that student or not, that's this part. That's this portion of the app is where you find out, is this level appropriate for the student? Let's say, for example, the student was reading a passage and they read, let's say they read 102 words and they made 9 errors and they only self-corrected 1. Let's calculate that. So this particular one is a 91% accuracy rate with a 1 out of an 11 error rate and 1 out of 10 correction rate. So this is only 91%. So if it's 91% and we look at the accuracy table, we can see that 91% puts that student in an instructional reading level. So the level that you gave that particular student shows that it's their instructional reading level in terms of their accuracy rate. You know, bringing their words per minute in doesn't really affect their accuracy rate. That's just for you to figure out their fluency level and how many words per minute they're writing, but it doesn't necessarily take part in the accuracy rate of their running record and the miscue analysis. So that's just another piece of data for you. But this, in a nutshell, is how this Running Record Toolbox app works, and I absolutely love it. This is the only app out of the 4 that is actually a paid app, but it's only 99 cents, and you could put it right on your phone, just as I did, and you can work with the students and do a running record with the students using this app. I think it's a wonderful app for you to use in your classroom. So I hope this was helpful, and again, these are the four apps that I wanted to show you today. So one was called Whiteboard, one was called Magnetic Board, one was Running Records Toolbox, and one was Sight Words by, I think it was Photo Touch. That was it, Photo Touch. So these are all free with the exception of the Running Record app. That is 99 cents. So let me switch back to me. Hey there. So I hope you like that little demonstration of how the 4 apps worked that I showed you. I just thought they were great to use. I used a variety of different apps in my own classroom. 3 of those I used. The Running Records one I have never used, but I actually used the Sight Words and I used the Whiteboard. It actually was a different Whiteboard one that I had, but they all basically work the same. And I just never used the Running Record ones, but I thought that was a very cool tool to use when you are administering a running record. So those are my 4 apps for you today to take a look at. Again, 3 of them are free and the Running Record ones was only 99 cents. So it was super cheap, super inexpensive to use that tool really quickly while you're doing running records in your classroom. So that's it for me today. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please leave a comment below and let me know if you use any of these apps in your own classroom. I love to see that if you're using them and how you're using them. So if you are using them, you could post those ideas below as well in the comments. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you got a few little nuggets to bring back to your own classroom. Thank you again for watching, and please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And again, don't forget to click that subscribe button and the little bell to be alerted when my new videos go live. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.